Since I just posted a video how Donald Mcintyre thinks we are going to $1,000 per ETC coin by the end of 2021, 8,000 by 2025, and 33,000 by 2029. This is all very exciting, and I do recommend you guys go watch that video. That is the last video that I did post, but in this video, we're going to go over a deep dive into the technical analysis and try to predict what is going to happen next with ETC, as well as look at the price movement today, what I have been doing in my crypto portfolio, as well as any news that is related to the crypto markets. But the real question here, are you holding your diamond hands? Are you being true to the statement and the movement? Let me know down below in the comment section, as well as if you're adding to your crypto portfolio, are you waiting for it to go down more, or do you just not care? Are you flat out just buying anytime you have any extra money? Let me know down below. I pretty much respond to every single comment. As well as make sure to tickle, tap, touch, or smash the like button for me, whatever you guys want to call it, but make it turn blue, as well as subscribe to the channel if you are not already. We are posting crypto content on a daily basis. Now, those are the three most important things I need you guys to do, but I also have a link down below for the Patreon where I send out all of my buy and sell alerts for crypto stocks and options, as well as a link to get $5 free in whatever stock you want through public. It takes about 2 minutes, no deposit necessary to get your free stock in whatever stock you so choose. I got Tesla. Let me know down below which one you chose, and with that, let's get into it. Let's take a look at some headlines from over this weekend, and no, we did not get any Elon tweets. It does look like he took the weekend off, at least tweeting about crypto, and we didn't get any government headlines, but we do have this one article that is particularly interesting. It says the May 19th sell-off actually strengthens Bitcoin's narrative. He says May 19th was the worst day Bitcoin has seen this year and left some watchers wondering, did it destroy Bitcoin's narrative? The answer is, for those watching closely, it likely strengthened it. Here's why. Bitcoin proved itself on Wednesday when it saw its second biggest volume day of the year and market infrastructure did not break. Some exchanges suffered outages, but liquidity was available, as spot volumes show. Moreover, while a drop of over 30% may be dizzying for new buyers high on hopium, such events are not uncommon in Bitcoin's bull market history. Goes on to say that the chart actually does look very good, and just talking about the particular sell-offs, it says Coinbase specifically set records on Wednesday, handling over 4 billion in notional Bitcoin/USD volume for the first time. It was not a record in Bitcoin units. That record was set on December 13, 2015, when 165,543 Bitcoin changed hands on Coinbase dollar markets. So this is overall a good thing that markets did not crash after this 30% drop that we had. That was definitely a very positive. It goes on to say Coinbase ETH/USD markets also handle record volume in both Ethereum and dollar terms on Wednesday. 1.7 million Ethereum valued in aggregate at 4.5 billion. So this is obviously a very good sign. People are coming in and buying the dip. That is why we are up significantly from our lows that we seen that day of Bitcoin at about $30,000. And who doesn't want to buy crypto after it's sold off 60% from its highs? It's a no-brainer, and this is why I have diamond hands. If you believe in the narrative and you think crypto is going to be the future like I do, then you're probably better off buying right now. It's a better buying opportunity than a selling opportunity. This article goes on to say this past week was only the third highest week for liquidation so far in 2021, and it's the fourth time this year that Bitcoin futures liquidations have crossed 4 billion in notional value. Offshore futures markets did not artificially flash crash the price. It says at the bottom of this article, which is actually the most bullish part of this article, it says the current bull market dates back to March 2020 when Bitcoin hit a yearly low of $3,905. If this bull market grows to resemble that period, it could put Bitcoin on a course to hit 400,000 mark by July 2022. That's a big if, but also a popular one. So I do think the narrative is clear here. I do think the crypto market is still fully intact and is definitely a buy opportunity after the sell-off that we have seen. Now, we all know the stock market is due for a correction, and we all know that crypto and stocks have a direct correlation, and once one sells off, the other one sells off. So crypto has had this massive, 50 to 60% sell-off at its lows, and I do think the stock market is due to come down alongside crypto, but I do think crypto will fare better once the stock market does start to sell off, since they did have this sell-off sooner than stocks did. What I mean by this, as far as crypto follows stocks, all throughout history, you can see every time we have a major crash, like in March 2020, and literally every single time we have a rip in stocks or a crash in stocks, crypto follows the stock market. But it does look like crypto took the initiative here when it did sell off, and it does look like the stock market is right at its tipping point. Literally, the stock market was hitting highs when crypto had its major sell-off, or at least started its major sell-off. It did bleed over into stocks a little bit, but I do think stocks are going to continue to come down, but I do think crypto will be the first to bounce back up, given, just look at this chart, how much we have fallen on Bitcoin. I don't see us plummeting down much more than this, maybe to about 28,000 if the stock market does get really bloody, but I do think for the most part cryptos will bounce back faster than the stock market will. Now, Ethereum Classic specifically has been on a bit of a roller coaster today, hitting a low on the day of $56.49, down 6.95%, and then hitting a high only about 3-4 hours later, a little bit more than that actually, about 5 hours later, it hit $64.69. So this is going to be a highly volatile asset, and we are really trying to find a bottom here, which I will tell you guys where the bottom is going to be, at least as far as I am aware, is what the charts are telling me, and that is quite obvious in my opinion. But we are currently at $60.19 in a bit of a downtrend after popping from $58.98 up to $62.45. So we are moving around quite a lot right now. So if you're watching the everyday dollar, every second dollar moves, this is something you probably should have got out of a while ago. Now, hopefully after my last video, hearing Donald Mcintyre and everything else I preached on this channel, you should feel pretty confident in your decision to hold ETC or sell ETC. I don't care either way. I'm just telling you guys what I see. But even for the past week, we are down 40.16%, and trust me when I say I feel your pain. I am down 41.62%, pretty much erased any gain that I had throughout this last week, at 5.85% of my portfolio, and still at 26.10 coins, averaged in at $103. So right now is actually not a bad time to average down, and I think I'm going to after this video. I don't want to break it up right now, but that is my plan. So stay tuned for the next video to see how much I added to my position. But I do think it's a great time to average down. If you're averaged at 100 or higher, you'll get a pretty good average down on your position. Now, let's take a look at the technical analysis, and for some reason it's not keeping my latest technical analysis, so I'm gonna mark the absolute bottom, which is gonna be around $42.50, where we low ticked our last bottom at $42.69. I'll go a little, you know, around that price, right? So we're still at $59.60, so we are still about $17 away from that low point, and we bounced off of that very, very fast, even hitting about $80 within the next day, literally down 25 to 30%. I don't remember the exact figure. And then we popped another 25% the next day. That is why I said in previous videos, you either sell out right now when we're up, or you just hold your position and stop looking at it. Now, our upper end resistance level is still at about the 115 mark, but our consolidation period, or our support level, is going to be the $77 mark. This is a very, very key mark. This is where we, sold off, hit our low, bounced back up to this point. Twice actually we bounced to this point and consolidated around here for quite a bit in the high 70s, and then fell back down to where we currently are at right now. And I do think this is just a mass liquidation and a flea to get rid of some debt. Maybe a lot of people have margin on crypto. That would not surprise me at this point, but I do think the $77 level is going to be our support. As far as going into the future, I do think about the $90 to $95 mark will be a better support. I'll mark that right here. I do expect the $77 level to hold support for a couple days before we actually do settle into this $95 to $150 support range. And I'm just going to call it a support range because it could honestly land between any of these marks before we do head higher, and then ultimately see some resistance around the $37 mark. That is what the technicals tell me as of right now. And I'm going to pull up the MACD for you guys and see how that is looking. And if we do look, it is pretty flat. So it's not really indicating a bullish or bearish, sentiment here. And that does make sense. We are fighting going negative. We're a little bit positive right now, about 0.15% positive, so that does make a lot of sense. We're not seeing major outflows or inflows as of right now. The volume just is really low, and we have the volume chart right here, just very low compared to where we have been during our major sell-offs and all of that. So it does look quite neutral on the MACD. And now I am going to pull up the moving average, and I'm going to go to settings, and I'm going to do the 50-day moving average, and then I'm going to do the 200-day moving average, and I'll just add that back on here, 200-day moving average, and see what that is giving us. Now, 50-day moving average, we're actually right at our 50-day moving average, which is at literally where we are right now is our 50-day moving average, $59.85. And that is just why we are bouncing around so hard right now and consolidating. If we can break past the 50-day moving average, that'll definitely be a very good positive for, ETC going into the future. Now, I do want to pull up the 200-day moving average. I'm not quite sure why it did not actually update this. Oh, I need to put the color in. Yeah, so our 200-day moving average is sitting at $67.18. So it'll be really good if we can start to bounce from here, and then that'll be a positive sign for the traders, because once the 50-day moving average crosses above the 200-day moving average, that is a clear signal to buy. And like I pointed out in my other videos, Elon Musk is likely to say positive things about the crypto market, just because all of the shorts that have put short positions on Tesla, the number one thing he hates in general is shorting Tesla, his company. So it does make a lot of sense. I made that video. You guys check it out on my channel if you do want to. It has some good information in there as well. So I do think that'll be a very positive. Last time, when the 50-day moving average falls under the 200-day moving average, that's a very bearish sign. That happened about May 16th. Ever since then, we have been selling off, and the 200-day moving average has not went under the 50-day moving average ever since then, which will mean the 50-day moving average goes above the 200-day moving average is essentially what I'm saying right now. That'll be very bullish if this blue line goes above the orange line. And that should probably lead us to about the $80 mark, definitely over the $77 mark. That is at least what I am seeing as right now. But we do have just very low volume, so nothing too crazy right now, like literally super low, about 300K traded per day. So that is what is looking like right now. I do expect a move up to about the $77 mark, give or take a couple days. I'm not sure. I don't have a crystal ball here, but the point is to be satisfied with your position. Hold it for the long term, and if you are still jumpy or you're scared of what is going on right now, then definitely watch the video that I just posted literally tonight about ETC going to 33K by 2029. So that'll definitely hopefully reassure you. Just giving you some fundamentals and facts about the whole situation. So I do think the crypto market does look good overall, and I think this sell-off is just a extended buying opportunity. Hopefully you guys see that the same way that I do, and we are on the same page. Not to just acknowledge the potential upside with ETC, there is a little potential downside. Like I pointed out, the $42.50 mark is going to be key. If we sell off from there, we could hit about $38 per coin, and that is where you will get a phenomenal average down pretty much all of us on your position. So with that being said, I am going to get out of here. You guys stay safe in the crypto markets. Don't gamble anything you are willing to lose unless you can afford to lose it. Don't put your rent money in cryptos. That's obviously a given. This is not financial advice, so come to your own conclusions. I am only telling you what I see. But with that being said, that's going to wrap it up. Check out the links down below in the description. I hope you guys have a great night, a great rest of your weekend. Hope you enjoy your Sunday tomorrow before a long week of trading. It's going to be very exciting. I hope you can join me on this channel. Hit the subscribe button. But until next time, I will see you guys later. Take care.